All right, Isekai tier list. This is not going to be that long. I've watched like a ton of this genre, but fuck it, let's do it. So first thing, easy. Uh, don't need an S tier because there's no fucking S tier Isekai. They don't exist. Let's go ahead and start with Sao because I think it's like the baseline. You know, the one that kind of started it all. This show should have been like an A, obviously, as I think most people would agree with. It had a lot of fucking potential. It was pretty fucking revolutionary at the time. There wasn't that many like video game shows, and it was pretty fucking good at the beginning. It was pretty compelling. A lot of the like pretty hardcore aspects of the world were pretty cool. That if you die in the game and you die in real life, shit as edgy as it was kind of cool. And the first like arc, of being in actual Sword Art Online. That shit was cool. When his whole fucking party died, that was nuts. That was like, oh shit. There's some fucking real consequences. Like his whole little guild when they go into the dungeon and like all his homies die. That shit was like, oh damn, that's pretty fucking nuts. But this show just went so off the rails, as everybody knows, and it's still just like okay. It's just like a C tier, I think. Like it's not the worst thing. I've heard fine things about the new SAO seasons, but it's just okay. It's just like the baseline. When you think generic, I mean it's just kind of just plain. Like Kirito's pretty one note. I can you even remember if you've it's been a while since you've watched the first season. Can you remember any of the girls except Asuna? Like they're just kind of like nothing. I don't know. All right, I guess I'll start going in order now. Rising of the Shield Hero. This show is fucking cringe and really bad. Um, you know what? I'm gonna add. There needs to be a row below here for the F tier. It's not quite Demon Lord in the title bad, but it's really bad. It's like F tier for sure. This show, like I said in another video, like even if you want to stick your dick in the raccoon girl like so much, like there's just nothing about this show that's good. Like the lolly girl is cringe, the main character's cringe, Raftalia is just nothing. Like it started off with an okay premise, like oh shit, this guy's kind of being like framed or whatever. That's pretty nuts. That's pretty different. I wonder what's gonna happen in this edgy isekai world, but it's just bad. It's really bad. No Game No Life. I would say this is like an A tier. Maybe it's a B tier, but I'll give it an A tier. Give it the benefit of the doubt. Um, like this show's not perfect at all. There's some arcs that aren't as good as others, but uh, I think there's some really good arcs. I really just like the simple premise of the show. It's just a fun show to watch. Like if you just go in with the idea of like this is a fun show of watching a fun dynamic duo like main characters do fun things. Like it's pretty cool. All the games they play are pretty cool, and you know, it's pretty cool watching them fucking find random ways to win just like every game. It doesn't ever really feel like dumb like you'd think it would. Yeah, I like No Game No Life a lot. I don't even know if I like want. I kind of just like it as its own little thing. I don't even know. A lot of people like really desperately want a second season of this shit. I don't even care if they do a second season. I think it's just good as like kind of a One Punch Man season one. Just like this is a good 12 episodes of fun. So yeah, I'd give it an A. It does the video game world thing pretty well. Not perfect, eh, and like I could see you arguing for like a B here, but I'll give it an A. I like this show. I've been killing slimes for 300 years. This show's not finished yet, but I figured I'd throw it on here anyway. Um, this show's like either a D or a C. It's probably like a D for me right now. It's like it's fine. It gives me just like slice of life vibes, which is fine. Like you just want to watch cute girls doing cute things, it's fine. But like reading the synopsis, I expected some One Punch Man shit. Like oh shit, she's so P XD. How is she gonna fucking oh my god, who's she gonna fucking one shot next? But it was just it's just not that good. It's just eh. There's nothing like that exciting about it. It's just like an SIO disguised as an Isekai. Why the fuck is it an Isekai? I guess it kind of, the Isekai adds a little bit to it. Maybe this will end up being a C by the end. Right now, it's just like a D for me though. Like the like second arc of when the lolly showed up immediately was cringe to me. Yeah. Most of the time when the lollies show up, it's gonna get cringe, and it did get pretty cringe. So, this show's just whatever. This show Zero, Familiar Zero, this show's really bad. Let's go F. This show's not good. I watched it a long time ago, but even in my blissful youth, it was not a good show. Like, I guess like if you're really into Sunders, like sure, but like it's 2021. There are plenty of Sunders. You don't have to watch a fucking awful show. Just get, you know, Sunder waifu, I guess. I don't know. It's cringe. Don't watch this show. It's really bad. Konosuba. Hmm. Hmm. I want to put it in A because I like this show a lot, but it's probably a B. Is it? I don't know. This show's really good as like a parody of the isekai genre, and like, but at the same time, I felt like it dragged a little bit. The biggest strength of this show, Jesus, is the characters. The characters are good as fuck, and their like chemistry is insane. It's maybe some of the best group dynamics I've ever seen in an isekai. Maybe I can't think of like an isekai with like this. There's four main characters in the show that are all good except Darkness. She's kind of one note and whatever. I don't really like Darkness. But Megumin, Aqua, and Kazuma are really strong characters. They're really good and they're really fun to watch. Like, do dumb shit together. But at the same time, like, I do remember the show dragging a bit for me. Like, kind of around the end of the first season and, like, into the second season, it got a tiny bit old. Just a tiny bit. It was still good. I enjoyed it. I watched the whole thing, but I remember there was a point where I was like, I could not watch this anymore and be fine. Even though I was enjoying the memes, I feel like it just kind of starts to wear a little thin. A tiny bit. I think that most people will love this show, but I also don't really think it's a masterpiece. Personally, I think I'd be fine if someone was like, it's an A show. For me, I'm going to go B. But it's possible that I could, if I rewatched No Game No Life, I might want to switch these two. That's possible. I could be nostalgizing No Game No Life a little hard. It's possible. These two could be switched. They're both just like fun shows. I just felt like Konosuba overstayed its welcome a tiny bit. Not that I don't want more Konosuba, just a little bit. It wasn't as like just nice of a package as No Game No Life. I don't know. Maybe subject to change there. Grimgar. This show is pretty good. I feel like it feels a little flat though, but I enjoyed the idea of a realistic isekai, like isekai with consequences, kind of what SAO originally was getting at in the early first season, where it's like, oh shit, fucked up shit happens in this world, and you're gonna have to fucking deal with it. Like when the leader dude dies, spoilers. That was pretty XD. It was kind of good. But at the same time, after that, it kind of felt like nothing really mattered. And a lot of the characters felt pretty underdeveloped. I really appreciated what they were trying to do with this show, though. Like, I really did a lot. And I think this is one of those shows where I appreciate them, like, trying to do something with the genre. Except for the fact that also it didn't really need to be an isekai. That's like another one of my big complaints of this show. I'm gonna give it C, but I respect this show, at least. ReZero, this is probably it's probably an A. It's probably one of the most unique isekais, and the fact that the isekai part is so fucking relevant, and it just doesn't feel like that's a thing in most isekais. Like, I feel like the story in this show revolves around the isekai shit, and that's pretty fucking awesome. Like, uh, that's what it should be. Like, don't bring a character from the main world for no fucking reason. Like, I really enjoy the kind of twist in this show, in that it's really not what you'd expect at all, and like you kind of don't know what the fuck's going on. And it's really fucking interesting watching Subaru get mental tortured, and there's a lot of really like cool things about the show. The fact that he can't tell anybody, and like seeing how that weighs on his mental is like pretty nuts. It's pretty good. It's yeah, I like the first season of the show a lot. I have to watch the second season, but damn, the first season of the show, there's some really fucking like fucked up shit that goes on in the show, and yeah, damn, it got really dark. Like, damn, this shit was good. It was. I'm trying to not like say any like major spoilers, but damn, there's some really good moments in this show, and some really like dark moments in this show that I think you maybe wouldn't expect going into it, and I think its relevance in the isekai genre is pretty nuts. It's really good and really unique. I feel like I just said it's really good like 10 times there, but that's okay. Okay, Saga of Tanya the Evil. This show is like incredibly unique, and another one that I enjoy that it has a reason to be an isekai, even if it's not maybe as like it's not quite as like intricate as like ReZero's reason, but it's a nice reason. I enjoy the fucking edginess of like just wanting to get revenge on the god that has forced you to reincarnate. That's kind of cool. And the world in this show is really unique. I don't think there is anything that fucking remotely comes close to this show. There's no like military fucking isekai aside from this that I can think of. And it's pretty good. It's weird that it's like a lolly girl that's not actually a girl, it's a reincarnation of a man. That's pretty weird. It's honestly really bizarre the more you think about it, but I mean the world was cool. I don't really even like military kind of shows. Like, it's a lot of like military strategy. Like, you kind of know the shows I'm talking about. I think like if you like those kind of like military shows, you'll probably like it. I don't normally like those kind of shows, and I almost like immediately gave up on it because it was that kind of show, but I felt like it was okay. It has some banger music in it, and I was surprised that I stuck with it, but I thought it was okay. So I'd probably give the show like a B, mostly out of respect. I definitely didn't enjoy it as much as Konosuba, but I respect it for being different. So yeah, Slime Isekai. I hate this show. This show's like a D. I can understand why people like this show. It's like playing like a Civ game or like a simulation game, like a city building game. That's like cool. And I enjoy those parts of it. And I think those parts are easily the coolest part of the show. And it's pretty unique. Like, it feels like he's like building up his own little fucking like city, civilization. That's just cool as fuck. But this shit is cringe. Like, the slime quirk was okay for like 2 seconds, and then it was just cringe. Why does he have video game perks? It's not a fucking video game. What the fuck is that shit? He just randomly has a video game. Everything's like a video game, but it's like not. It's like a real world. That's so fucking weird. Same thing with Shield Hero, but Shield Hero was more fucking cringe, more sleeper than this shit. At least there's some fun interactions. It's just weird. The perk system is just fucking bizarre. The fact that he becomes a lolly is so fucking bizarre. Why? Why do you have to make the main character turn into a lolly? That is so fucking weird. Stop with the lolly shit. Um, but I think a certain kind of person could really like this show. It wasn't for me, but I would understand if you said you liked this show a lot. Like, I could see this being like, if you enjoy the kind of like show this is, you really enjoy the like civilization building shit. Like, this could be like a B tier show for you. I still don't think it's like an A tier show. It's still pretty cringe, but yeah, I wouldn't be too. I'm sure. Wow, I don't know what I'm saying, but I can see why people like this show. There you go. How does some Demon Lord? This just goes in the bottom tier because it's awful. There's every show like this. This is a stand-in for all its homies. Every show like this, it's just so fucking bad. Stop watching this. I already said this shit, but it's so fucking awful. Literally below F tier. This is like sub show shit. It's not even worthy of being called a fucking show. Oops. Yeah. Yeah. Wow, this is so symmetrical. It's so fucking weird. I don't like it at all. But yeah, I think that's a reasonable list. Maybe I'll add more shit to this eventually. But yeah. Shit maybe got a bit rambly, but that's okay, you know?